YouTubers, Brian Proctor back again with another video, and this one is entitled I Want to Draw That Picture. Now, I'm calling it that because if you are an artist, especially a beginning artist, or any artist really, has run into a picture that they saw and they really liked it, and they said to themselves, I want to draw that picture. But in doing so, it didn't come out right, and you got frustrated and angry and probably stopped drawing it. So in this video, what I want to do is I want to draw a picture and show you guys possibly the reasons why your drawings are not coming out the exact way that you want them to do. By drawing these pictures step by step, I want to show you teach you how to look at the lines and how to put the lines down on paper so that you'll be able to draw exactly what you want to draw or exactly what you see. Now, the one reason I chose this picture, well, it's a picture of a Superman statue versus a picture of a actual artist drawing, is because, and if you can see in the background, there's a Batman picture. Let me see if I can zoom in. Maybe you can see it, maybe you can't. You see this little Batman picture that was done by Jim Lee. Now, as I say, I was going to choose a drawn picture to do, but then I thought about people getting not frustrated, but they'll zero in more on like the line work, the hatching, the color, the shadows, and that's not what I want you to focus on, because every artist has a different style. You have the artist, then you have an inker, then you have a color, and I don't want you to look at all that. I want you to look at the picture. So I decided to do from statue, because however you draw this, it's going to be in your style. I don't want you to say, oh, it doesn't quite look like Jim Lee's style or whoever's style. I want it to be in your style, and you won't be focusing on cross hatching or too much on like this light and shadow and so forth. So this is why I chose a picture of an actual statue. Now this one is pretty simple. This is a straight up and down flying position, and I'm going to do a few more of these, and as we go along, it's going to get a little harder, or the positions will be a little different. There'll be some turning positions, a lot of turning and twisting positions, and some with clothes on, because I had a comment the other day about do I do videos of how to do a costume or clothes, and I do, but I want to incorporate all this in as well. So this is the skin tight costume, and we'll get into some more fabrics later with some of the statues that I picked out. But for now, we're going to do the Superman one, and yeah, we're going to do the Superman, and I'm going to take it slow, and we're going to go line for line, and I'm going to show you, as I said, why you may not have been able to get it to look like you wanted it to look like. So with that said, we're going to jump into this. So now you might not be able to see this picture well because of the printer, but I have my laptop in front of me with the picture on it, and I can zoom in. So you just follow my drawings, and then in the end, you'll be able to see what you need to see, even though you can't see detail like on the legs because of the shadows. So with that said, let's get right into this drawing thing. Okay, before we get started, let's get this one thing out the way. So I printed a second picture of this because it's on a white background, so because I wanted you guys to be able to see, but it's too small, so we're going to go with this one because you can see better. You can't see as much detail as in this one, but you can see larger on this one, and I want you basically to see the overall versus the detail. We'll get into the detail later, but the one thing I want to get out of the way is exactly what this is, because I know there's going to be a lot of people saying, man, what is that? Where can I get that? What is that? So I'm going to tell you what this is and get that out the way. This is a statue. It's not a toy. It's a statue, and it's made by Prime One Studios and what is that? Collectibles. Anyway, I'll leave the link. Sideshow Collectibles. I'll leave the link at the very end of this if you are interested in it. It is 42 inches overall, with a posable, bendable cape. The cape is made of fabric, and it has wires to it, so you can actually bend the cape the way that you want it to be. If you look at the difference between this one and this one, so you can actually fold it and bold it, because it's folded and bend it because there are wires in it. The price is $999. So as I say, it's not a toy. And if you go online, if you want this thing, you can get it, and it is $112.38 a month if you choose to get it, and that's sideshowcollectibles.com if I'm not mistaken. So as I say, I'll leave the link. I don't work for these guys. I'm not selling it, but I know if you're watching this video, the first thing you're gonna say is, "Wow, where can I get that?" So yeah, this is not a toy. It's a serious statue at $1,000. So if you can afford it, I'll leave the link to it. So we're gonna use this picture here, and yeah, we're not gonna use this because it's too small for you guys to see. It's better detail in it, but you're gonna have to trust me when we draw this one, and we'll go by this because I want to probably start marking this up. So hopefully you'll be able to see it. So with that in mind, or with that said, let's get started on this picture. And hopefully I won't shove it out of focus, but I'll keep coming back to it as well. So maybe I'll switch sides because I'm a right-handed person. So yeah, I'll put this on top. All right, now when you go, or when you see a picture that you like, and you say to yourself, wait, I'm gonna draw that thing, I'm gonna draw that. The first thing you need to look at is the overall picture. A lot of people will get started drawing some little teeny part of the picture, like the head or something, and I'm looking for a pen right at this particular point. People will start drawing. They'll start out maybe like, shove this over a little bit, with the head. They'll start drawing the head, and they'll try to get details to the head right, and they're not worried about the body. And two things can happen. The body can come off the page because you're drawing too big, or you'll put so much detail in the head that you'll mess up on something else, and then you get mad, and then you'll throw it away after spending an hour or whatever doing so much detail on the head. So that's the first mistake, is to do that. So step one is to look at the overall picture. And what I say to do is, if you have paper, kind of mark out your top and your bottom, and that's as far as you want your drawing to go. If it goes past this, you know you have to stop and readjust. So the second thing I look at is basically what shape this picture takes. And you never want to start out drawing or bearing down hard on your pencil, because you catch hell trying to erase. You never start out with a pen. I had one viewer comment about he did it in a pen, and when I erased something, he got mad because he started in a pen and nobody told him to start in a pen. So anyway, I look at like kind of the overall shape of this, just roughly a rough light shape. So it's going to be more triangle like. Hopefully you guys can see this. I bought a new light so that it'll be lighter. So it's going to be like that. And then maybe the head up here, which I still have room to adjust the head. The feet might go off a little bit, but it's going to be about that size. So with this in mind, with this shape in mind, I'm going to draw my body, or I'm going to draw the body and keep that in this particular shape. So this is going to get erased later, but this is basically where I'm going to keep the body. So the first thing I start out with is the chest, or the torso. So I'm going to put a circle or oval, depending on how you do, and I'll just rough it out until I get the right shape. You never always stay loose. This is why I do like 5 or 6 circles until I get the actual size that I want, because this is basically a circle. I really don't want to mess it up right in the beginning, but I still want you guys to see this. So this is what I just did right here. This little circle. Now at that point, what I'm looking at is the center line, which way, or the direction line, which way is he facing. So with this, he's facing over to the side. So same thing with here. It's going to go to the side. That's that center line. And it's going to go, since he's not twisted, that center line is going to go straight down to the crotch. So it's going to curve there and go straight down to the crotch. Now you have this circle done already. Now you want to do his waist. And then so you want to come down, it comes in, so you want to come down. And all of this is subject to change. So don't think you're going to put a line down and that line is going to stay. You might move it over some, you might make it longer, but just for the beginning, this is what we're going to do. You're going to put that there. And doing that is just doing this. Say we have this, and I think I'll do this in pen and pencil, because this will be my final one. So we have this, and we bring this down like this. So basically, this is just, if you draw this little tuna can, that's what you have for his waist, and then the circle sits on top of that. And then let me get a darker, thicker pencil that might work better. This is an 8. So we have that. We have this coming down and then straight down. Now, notice when I did that, I did curve it. You don't want to go straight up and down, because superheroes, if you ever hear like exercise, standing straight, it's a chest out. You have to put the chest out. So if this is your torso again, your chest is here, it goes up. You don't want it straight up and down like that. You want it to be curved, because it makes the chest look like it's sticking out. So we have that and that. Now, a lot of times I'll say the hips are shaped like an upside down house. So continuing this line, this is the center of your hips. So you're going to do your upside down house like that. Very simple. And as kids, when we start drawing, one thing we always draw is a house. We always draw the house and doors, windows. So this would be the center of your house here. So however the hips are turned, so if this turn, and I'm going to do this over here, if this is turned a lot and this goes down here, this is the center of your point right here. So however this direction line is turned, that's going to be the center of your house upside down. So let's do this. That's going to be that's going to be the roof. That's going to be the point of your roof, should I say. Like that, because it's turned that way. Remembering this chest curves back. You see how this line goes back like that and comes down. So it goes down and it comes down like this. So that's what we have here. It goes down and comes down just like that. And since I'm messing it up, let's just go ahead and do this. And this is going to be the shoulders. Now, if you watch my videos, and I'm going to stop assuming that you have watched the other videos and just start fresh from this. So right here, your shoulder, your collarbone goes right across. So remember, you have this extra part right here, and your collarbone comes down. So you have this leftover up here. And that, I always say, is a T. It's like doing a T. So from here, you want to do that. And you notice how this line actually comes off. This line actually goes down to his delt, or the first part of your arm is the deltoid muscle right here. So I always say do the T, and then come off that circle here. And then you could do a circle here, and the whole circle here, because he's facing this way, so you'd see that whole circle, that whole delt. Now, realistically, I think I will bring mine up a little bit. Maybe not. I don't know. You don't want it down too low, up too high. So I think just for me, I'll bring mine up just a bit. And I should be doing this on thicker paper, because I always like to draw on a thicker cardboard, because it holds the ink better. And I usually keep the finished product, and I say I always give my art away, I give my drawings away, but as of yet, no one has asked for it, so yeah. And let me do that now. Let me change to a thicker cardstock is what it is. Give me 2 seconds. If I can wet my finger and grab the cardstock here. So, bonus. Let me do this real quick. Let me start this all over again. So remember, you have your, let's say, the top, your bottom here. I don't want to go out of that. So my head is going to be in there. So let's do this. So say the oval is curved and it goes down. Is that going to be too short? It's going to be, because basically I can gauge feet, if my feet are going to go off or not. So I'm going to go down to the crotch. I'm going to go down here. And remember, this comes in over. You have this much circle left. So if I have this over here, I would say about right here. Bring that circle chest here. This is this, which is this. This is the top of the belt line. And we have, and I'm thinking the feet might go down a bit. We'll go with it though. We'll go with it. I'll adjust it. You can adjust yours too. And the crotch here. Now we have the T going across. The T right here. This piece of circle here. This circle here. Make the whole circle. And because this is behind the side, you won't see that other part right there. Now, I got a feeling my legs are going to go off. I will shorten them just for this video because I don't want to redo this again. I want to keep going. All right, now I will do this. I will let's do a V. Just make it easy for now. Do a V, like halfway up, almost halfway up, like that. Let's just do that for now. We're going to round this off. So at this point, now we do that a U. We're going to do this and come down because this is off center. And then you want to have some space left over here. This is basically, it's like your love handle or your, I can't remember what that's called. I never can remember these body parts. I'd never be good at as a doctor. So this is what we just did. This is what we're doing now. And you notice that this comes right off the edge. There's a little bit of his love handle left because it's twisted. That body's twisted. It's off center. So we're going to come down like this. There's the U. And we're going to come here, leaving some space here. And all of this is adjustable. Now, from here, off of this U, you want to come and you want to curve up like that. Same thing here, but you already have that circle. See, if you can see it, it comes and it curves like this. Same thing with this. It curves around like that. And we already have that. Now, just above that, then this is from, I don't know if you're a Batman fan or a Jim Lee fan. This statue is from the Hush book, the Hush series that Jim Lee drew. I can't think who wrote it, but forgive me for that one. And the thing about Jim Lee, he usually leaves a lot of stomach. He brings his abs down low. So he'll usually leave like that much room between his chest and the actual abs. It's that bone. I can't think of what that bone is called. So we're going to leave some room. And when I say do the chest, you don't want to come straight across like that. You can in the beginning, but you're going to have to curve it like that. Now, from here, when we curve that chest, when it comes up here, that is where the chest is going to curve at. So you come up straight up here and then curve that chest into this delt here. So if you come up here, the chest curves into that delt like that, which is this. And then curve up, you already have that curve, and then it comes over and down just a little bit. It comes down right here. So it goes over and it comes down right here. And then that starts the delt. And the delt is round, and it's almost like, how would we do that? So if you take a circle like this to a point right there, and like if somebody took a bite out of it, almost, yeah, I would say that, like a bite out of it, and it curves around like that. So you have this shape down this, and that is your deltoid muscle, part of your arm. So from here, where this lines up, where this chest curves right there, we're going to have this. So that would be more in the center. So if you have this, and hopefully I'm not off, let me slide it over just to be safe. And this point curves up, and I would say that point is, I didn't say more in the center, more on the side, and it lines up with the bottom of the chest. So the bottom of the chest is here. I'm gonna do that point like that, and lined up on the side, just like that. So on the other side, you have that as well. It's going to be like this, because the chest is in front of it. The chest is going to come out like that. So we have this. Chest is going to come out like this, and then there you have that, and just up from here, just up a little bit. It's going to come out like that. Now, hopefully you got it so far. Now this line, this separate line actually goes all the way down into the hip area. Actually, it curves, but because he's got his pants on, we're not going to curve that. So we have this, and then this from the belt. We're not going to worry about clothes right now. We're going to do everything else. So let me see if you guys are still seeing this. I have to stand up and take a look at my camera to make sure you guys can see this. Are we still good? Yes, we are. Let's kick this over a little bit. I try not to move my stuff and draw it because I cannot see what you guys see yet. I had to order a new camera so that I can tether it to my laptop so I can see what you guys see, but that hadn't come yet. So let's work with this arm. So let's do this real quick. This first set of abs, so I would say about right here. It's actually right at where the turn comes down and it starts to go straight. So where it comes down and starts to go straight, it would be here. Now let me erase my triangle, because I think that's throwing me off. So remember, he leaves a good portion. So I'm going to have to leave a good portion too, because we're trying to draw what we see. So this one here, coming through this circle, at the bottom of the circle is the next set of abs. So you have this and that. At this circle comes the next set, like that. So we have your next set here and here. And some of this is I can't think of the word I'm trying to say. Don't sweat the small stuff right now. If it's not perfect, I'm not trying to get you to draw the perfect picture first. I'm trying to get you to see what you haven't been seeing in order to be able to draw a better picture. So we have the chest, we have the part of the arm. Now let's work on the second part of the arm. So around about the bottom of the circle, and a lot of times it's about measuring. It's about measuring. You look at stuff and then you see like negative space, and negative space means like this in here, this part where there is nothing. This part in here, this is your negative space. So that tells you how far out this arm is going to come by how much space is between the body. So I mean, I couldn't put the arm like this because this is my negative space right here, and that's nowhere near like this. So you know you'd have to move the arm out some. So we're going to do the arm. So where that bottom circle is, provided your circle is pretty good, you're going to bring that out, and that's going to be your bicep and tricep. So it's going to come out like at an angle. It's not quite a 45-degree angle, but it's going to come out at an angle like about that. Maybe in a little bit more, like so. So, and it's going to go behind the point. So we're going to have this, and we're going to have this, and this one is not all the way down. This is maybe almost halfway. But let's not draw the arm right now. Let's draw the shape. And that's the one thing you don't want to start doing, as I said about doing the head. You don't want to try to start throwing muscles in right away. You want to do shapes. So about like this. And then the other shape, this arm. So this one comes out and this one comes up. So it's going to be down about like that, I guess. And it stops. Your wrist usually stops at your crotch. But this arm is bent just a little bit. If it was straightened out, the wrist would probably stop right about here. So where you have this at, provided you have all of this right, your wrist would stop about right here, or his wrist. So on the other side, straight line going across there. This comes up. This is a point right here. This is going to be a little higher than that line here. This is your circle, bottom circle, or your second set of abs. That is going to be a little higher than that. And it's going to come out to, it's going to be at an angle. So at an angle. Not too much of an angle, but an angle nonetheless. Like so. So we're going to do that angle here. Now, this is going to curve. It comes at this point, and it comes down. And as I say, just a little above this, we're going to have that point. So the center of the point comes closer than, it's closer to the body than it is out. So we want to do this closer to the body, this point here and this there. And then let's take a straight line straight from that point, and you have more on this side than you have that side. So straight line. Now let's just do the shape first. I'm not spitting on my paper. Let's do that shape first. Like that. And it comes, it's even at that, this is still higher. If you take this wrist and you bring it straight across the crotch, that's like the bottom of the hand. So like that. And let's just say my hand, thinking of negative space, might have to move it out more. Let's just say my hand is about right here. Now, so my wrist is going to come up. So this is negative space, go down, curve out, and back in. Down, up, and curve in. Like that. And see, that might be a little more negative space, or less negative space than this, but we want it to focus on what we're doing. Did that even make sense, that last part, Brian? Like that. All right, let's get this hand done. My line is crooked. That's another reason I am always, because of the way I'm sitting, I always do crooked lines. Let's fix that right now. Before I get started with you guys again, my lines are crooked. This is the bottom of the crotch. This is the bottom of the circle. This is the bottom of this. This is that wrist. All right. Now, let's get that going again. Now let me check to see if you guys can see since I moved. And now, where was I? Crotch. So this has got to come down. This is a right circle. There's the bicep here. Then this. So the crotch, the wrist is just above that. It's about right there. All right, before we get the legs, let's go ahead, because I think my legs are definitely going to go at least to the bottom of the thing, if not off. And this is a rookie mistake. Okay, I'll take the blame for that one. But let's go with the shoulders. Now, you always leave this circle. When you do this circle and you bring that, this automatically determines where your shoulders are. And you might make them a little rounder or flatter depending on your character, but you already got your shoulders there. So from here, what I do when I draw is I bring up, I continue that curve up into the neck and to the face. So curve at this point here, usually there's a V right here. You can see that V, and I can't think what that point is. And then it come up, and that determines where your face is, unless your face is turned. So coming up here, let's go. So this is where my head is going to be. Now, as I say, there's going to be a V right here. And let me do this. Let me show you guys what I've done, and I do this in all my videos. Do a straight on shot. This is why my videos get so long. You have your torso here, as we said. You have your U, which is where your abs go, coming straight down. The abs come all the way down. You have a little bit of waist, a little bit of hips, right there. And you have your house right here, which is the center line goes to it, like that. You have your T, which is this. Where this point and this point go, you have like an imaginary line here. So that determines where your chest is going to turn right here. Now here you have your shoulders, and this is the point where I'm talking about. You have a V like this. Now depending on, and I use that word a lot, depending on how fat your neck is, determines how wide your V is going to be. Like if I was doing a woman, the V would be a small V and her neck would be like this. So at the top of the V, at these points where this V comes and it crosses this circle, at this point and this point is where you go straight up. Now, if it was a man, which it is a man, I make the V a little wider. So his neck would be like this. And then I put the chin like that, keeping the widest part of the face in line with the neck, or unless you make it wider. And what I'm saying is this is your head. This is the widest, this is the widest part of the face right here, here and here. You bring your neck straight down, and that gives them that superhero kind of look with those shoulders. Because if I brought it in more, and I just uploaded a video called The Ultimate Drawing Lesson. Watch that, go watch that, and this will show you a lot of what I'm doing, and it answers the questions a whole lot better. So this is the head, face, eye, nose, and the mouth. Now if I put the neck in like this, it would take some of that power and age away from that person, because the neck is not coming out like that. It makes it thinner, so that can actually become a teenager. Now, or a woman, I could slim the neck down more and then make it a woman and just slim the shoulders off like so. It could be, like I said, it could be a boy. Give this person some lips or female characteristics, and it will become a woman. Now, let's get that off, because I'm going to turn this into a beast now. Beast mode. So if I took that character and I gave this chin, and I brought that neck out, neck out like this. And then I gave big shoulders. Now you have like your Hulk type character, or your Juggernaut, or Juggernaut got that big old helmet on. But that is how you can transform a person into the person that you want, is by the neck. And that's one reason football players always look big, because they have those large necks. So yeah, back to the Superman. As I said, this is off center, so at this point and this point, that's where the neck is going to come up from here, because he is actually turning his face to us. So we got this V here, it's going to come up here and here, and then up. As I say, his chin is right here. So it's the same thing I was just saying about the neck. So we come up. Now you can always adjust the neck, because his neck, because he's turned his neck, actually comes out more and then down. So let's just put the head here first. Put the head. And usually, if it's hard to draw an oval, I'll draw a rectangle, and then take that rectangle and then just turn it into more of an oval, like by rounding the top off and chopping off the sides and making a chin like that. And that's the easy way for me. So as I say, on the side, I'll take this and bring it like that, bring it across like that. So I might want to bring the chin down a little bit more, because the chin is actually onto this somewhere. So bring the chin down here. This is the center line here. Chin, the jawbone, and then up. And a lot of times, not a lot of times, every time, when you start drawing your picture, you need to measure. If you're trying to draw exactly, you need to measure where stuff goes. Like I say, the bottom of the chin is coming down on the shoulders. The delt is coming off here. You have your negative space. You measure where one line connects or intersects with another line, and that way you'll have a better drawing when it's all said and done. Okay, so let's do the fist here. Let's just do a square. So in my videos, I show an easy way to do a fist, and let me see if I prove myself right or wrong. So you start out with a square. Easy, quick way to do a fist. You do another piece of rectangle that comes off like that. So you can just draw a square like that, rectangle. You come up from here and you do a Y, upside down Y. That's the easiest way to do a fist. Now, if you look at this one, it's pretty much the same, except you have your first knuckle. This is not exactly side like this. This is turned just a little bit. So simple thing is, first knuckle, come back, and you're going to go back like doing a box. That's why I always say you should be able to manipulate your three shapes, your circle, square, and a triangle, in any way possible for drawings, and it makes it easier. So you have your first knuckle, second knuckle, third knuckle, and it's like that. And that's basically your hand. You just round it off. You just start rounding stuff off, and depending on how far this comes out, you'll see that other thumb tucked back like that. And that's exactly what this is. You have that square right here, which I started out with. You have this little piece here, and then you can tuck that off. And because you're seeing some of the fingers with this one, it's more like this. I drew my quick one without looking at it. So you have this, and you have this, still a box, like that. Let's just do the box. Let's do the whole box, like that. Then you're going to have the thumb, as we said, the same thing. The thumb comes out here, goes up here into that finger. Then you have the first finger. Come on, pen right. You have the first finger, is your knuckle. Second finger, knuckle. Third finger, and you probably won't see that fourth one because it is tucked back. And then if you want to do your little vein lines or whatever these lines are called, there you go. And then you have your shirt and you have your rest of your arm. And that's all it is a box. Manipulate your shapes. Manipulate your shapes. So let's just do this box real quick. And to me, this is going to be close. My hand is going to be close. So let's do this. Let's do this leg. So we're going to come down. This does not come straight down. It starts to come out. So it comes out. And let's do this first leg. So if you look at it, it's going to curve like that. So let's just put it there first. Let's go. And I'm going to throw the whole oval there first, just because I want to see how far, if my feet are going to come off the page, which they probably will because his feet are pointed down. And so I'll start profusely apologizing right now for my rookie mistake. So, okay, we have this part of the leg, this right here. This is what I just did. And this little line right here. This is usually what I do for, and I'm not going to do that because I'll show you this later. For leg muscle, this is all you basically need is just this one. And then there are two more muscles that come like this and like that, leaving that V. So I usually do this one first. And to me, by doing this, this is a me thing. I can determine how long the leg should be. And if you're not sure, hold your paper up, hold it back, or as I always say, walk away. You walk away from your picture and you come back maybe like 5 or 10 minutes later, and you should automatically, instantly be able to see if something is right or wrong. So just say here, then I'll put a circle for my knee, and this one, same thing. Now this knee, now let me go ahead and draw this knee here. So this knee is like this and like that. So it's kind of like a diamond, really. You do that diamond because there is meat. It's part of the leg. It comes out from around that knee and it goes down into your shin like that. So let's just do this circle first, and then you can turn it into a diamond. You have this little meat here that goes out. It comes down into your shin. Yeah. Okay, that's my 40-minute alarm. Let me stop this real quick because my camera will cut off, and it won't. It cuts off in 47 minutes. So let me stop this and restart it again. Okay, so back again. So I'm truly hoping you guys will see all these lines that I put in these guidelines that I put in here. Hopefully you can see that. So let's continue with the lesson. So right here, and it's always a good thing to put a line down the center of your leg so that you can see or you can follow where your leg is going to go. So okay, right here, your calf. So you have this curve, it goes down your shin, and then your calf comes just below it like that. You have this leg, and your calf comes just like this, and then down. Same thing. You have a little bit of extra here because your knee is about there. You have this little extra here, and then your calf comes up and down. Yeah, he will go off the page. So your other knee is going to be up. It's sideways like this. So that's going to be a little higher. So if you draw your line from here, and that's 40 minutes. That was a 40-minute alarm, so I've been running almost taping for 40 minutes. I don't want to make this too long, but to do a good tutorial, you need to hire. And it takes time. So about like that. And then your leg comes from there, and then we're going to have this. We're going to have this part, curve out actually into the boot. So minus the boot, it's going to be like that. It's going to curve down like that. Now, like I said, I hope you guys can see this line. It's hard for me to see because my camera is above me and I have to stand up and climb up on something so it can see down into the lens or the screen, and there's a lot of glare, so I can only see that this is still in the proper range. It's hard to see details. Okay, so yeah, my feet are gonna go off, so as I say, I'm apologizing for it now, but let's do this. So my hand is actually going into his leg. So I want to move this arm out even more because mine is coming in too far. I think this needs to come out more. Trying to be perfect, yes, with negative space. I mean, just for a regular drawing, I could leave it like that and it would still look good. That hand might be a little low for me, but we can adjust that. We will adjust that. But unless you're trying to draw perfectly, if you just want a good picture, that would have been fine. But I want you to see some of the reasons why you guys might have been like not doing what you needed to do. So this is going to come like just into the thing. All right, so I'm looking at my negative space now. So I want to get my fist about right there. So about right here, I would say, in that negative space, I will put my fist here. Remember, that's a box. Now, because this is an angle again, I'm going to go up, small, and round out like that. And then we connect the bicep and the tricep. And remember, this is high. This is high up. It curves in. It bulges out, and it actually goes down like this, and you have this to the elbow. So it's high, and the bigger and the badder your character, the bigger the arms are going to be. Look at the Hulk's arms compared to the rest of the Hulk. So we have this muscle here. And we have another one up, but let's round this arm off. So there's a muscle that runs in between the bicep and the tricep. I don't know what that muscle is called, but this is part of that, and it separates the two. So you have that, and you have your elbow, which is going to be right here. And you can make this tricep a little bigger if you want to, but I'm not going to make it too big. I mean, Superman is a big guy, but I'm not going to go crazy. And the elbow and that. So looking at that, that's pretty good. Now, if I wanted to, I could move this out a little bit more because my negative space is not negative enough. And yes, now I'm being a little picky about it. So even here, there is negative space. So I would say about right here to about, I would say about right here is where the hand starts. So again, I'll do a square, and then up, and then this piece here, that curve there, and the curve here. This side was pretty good. And this goes straight down. As after it curves, it comes pretty much straight down. Curves and comes pretty much straight down like that. Now, I'm always a stickler for bending the wrist, and if you look at that, this wrist is bent in. If you can have, let's just say I'll do this arm here. I'll do this arm right here, and the fist like that. Let's just say so. What? It's just hanging. His arm and his fist are just hanging. So if I did one like this, and this is the other one, other part of the arm, not the other one, and I bent the fist in like that, it gives it more of an evil, bad kind of look. Like, you know, I'm mad, I'm turning my fist in like that. So if I take this one and I bend it in, it makes it look better. So I'm all about that. This is probably bent in from a different angle, but you can definitely see that that one is bent in. The wrist is bent to turn in the hand. So again, let's do this hand again. So box, some showing, and it's curved. Let me sharpen this pencil. I'll edit this. Okay, back to the hand. Square, 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 square. And it comes down. The box curves in like so. Make that Y. Why not? And then curve, and then that 1, 2, 3, and the fourth one somewhere in there. Actually, that is more up angle. But maybe I'll fix that in the wash. So the other fist is basically the same thing as I always say in my fist drawing. So let's do this. Let's draw this fist. Let's flip this over and draw this fist close. Again, square, like that. Square your box. Maybe you see some of the hand, so it's gonna go like this. Box, wrists, like that. So circle, and your thumb comes out like that. So you're doing a circle. This is your palm. This is this part right here, because when you bend this, when you close your fist, this to me it becomes a circle. You have this part and this part. So when you turn to the side, you still have this circle to me, and you flesh it out later. So you have this circle. It's just easier to do it in the circle. Have this little piece, just like on this little box again here, but then you have another one coming across like this, coming across there. Again, bring this up. This webbing part right here. This is called a web that's in your hand. This little piece, it curves around and it goes and it makes that Y right here. This little Y. When you're doing a small hand like this, you don't need to have that much detail. So where am I at? Okay, so it's coming in like this. And then that finger, the way that finger is bent is the finger is here, like that. Makes that Y. So then you can do this finger here, the knuckle. You can do this other knuckle, which comes down. Do this third one. And as I say, because the hand is so small in your drawing, you won't have to put that much detail into it, shall we say. And it's here, and this thumb comes out a little bit more. This part of the thumb comes out a little bit more, and then it goes into the wrist. So yeah, and it flares out here like that. And then you have this little piece here, the other half of the palm, the other section of the palm. So if I ink that, you can see it a little better. We have this. And there are a lot of wrinkles when you do this, there are a lot of wrinkles in your hand, but I just go for the Y usually, because this is the way this is. I'll do this, just do that. Then the finger, the other one, and you wouldn't really see that because of the angle that he's at, but just because I just did it. The thumb, this thumb piece will come here across, and then you have the other part of the palm, and then that comes into the wrist like that. And in comics, all this would be blacked out because it's in shadow, so you wouldn't, as I'm saying, you wouldn't really have to do that much detail to it. As long as you know that it's right in your heart because you drew it right, it's good to go. So let's do this. Circle, we'll do the box again. Box, here, up, a little square piece here. Just sharpen my pencil again. Say this joint, the web comes around. Here's that other finger. There's that Y. Second joint, second knuckle, third knuckle, and last knuckle, and then we'll have this here because his sleeve for his uniform comes there. Like so. Like so. I guess that's my catchword. Like so. All right. Looking good. Looking good. Let's get down to the feet, which are going to go off. So I bow my head in apologies. And I believe that this foot comes like that. Well, I believe it does come like that. So this one comes down. He's got some boot here that goes around, down, and then his foot comes like that. So his ankle is here, and the heel is here, and it comes around, which I'm not going to be able to do because like an amateur. All right, so let's do this. Come around. This is going to be where the foot cuts off. This is going to be my open space, my negative space right here. And then the heel, it brings down a little bit more because it's a little short. Wait, let's do this first. Let's bring that foot down, cut off. Boy, this would have been a good picture. Like that. So that way I can tell where my other foot is. So this is my ankle, so this is way up high. So this is my ankle. So this is right here. And part of that foot is, I can't see that, but I'm going to assume that it's right there. So I do have one foot in the picture. And this to me, this is a bit, I'm not going to say short, let's just say it's a bit bulgy. Now, minus my foot going off, and as I say, you want to have that center line going down, and that helps. Center line cuts through the knee, cuts through the knee, down, around, and so the center of the foot would be here. So that, and the center of my foot would be like here. Now, pretty much we have completed it. At this point, I would say step away from your picture. Go watch some TV, have a burger, whatever, and then come back later and then see where your mistakes are. But by following the guidelines that I showed you, you shouldn't be too far off. Let me round this crotch off because the leg, it bulges out and in. So it's going to be out, in, and then come out again like that. And then it's going to go up close to that belt line. So I would say about, this is the hips. I might have to make the hips bigger, and let's say this belt is about like right here. This goes down, and then it comes down to about right there. So this is going to curve around, curve up, and some goes into the back as in it goes around like that. Up like that. And now I'm trying to be too perfect. Now is the time you can try to be too perfect. As long as your body's right, you're good to go. Now I'll bring this in some more because I don't want him to look too fat. Belt, and I'll bring that in. His waist should be small. The legs should be thick. Now you have the body at this point. Drawing is done now. But let's put some clothes on him. and I'll just put them on there quickly. So we have this, the center line here that tells you where that belt is. So the belt is, you have more on this side than the other side. So let's do, because he's turned, so you're more on that side than the other side. This actually, it goes up and across, up a little bit and across. Same on the other side. Let's go quickly. We have part of the loop. Is that a belt loop? Is that what that's called? Right on the line here, we have the other belt loop. Bigger than that one, most definitely. Bring that out a little bit more, and it curves around here. We already have that. We have some wrinkles, which at this point really is meaningless. We have the shirt, which goes down. That goes down at an angle because it is curved. A few wrinkles. And that's how you can determine that someone is wearing fabric, even though it is really tight, skin tight. If you throw a couple wrinkles like around here, I don't know if you can see this. If you put like some wrinkles around here or around the parts that move, it gives you a sense of that there is fabric on it. Like this leg here, minus the little red shorts, he could not have anything on. If I drew like some toes or something, you would think, you know, he doesn't have anything on. But if I take this, let's say I'll curve the leg out here into the knee and back out. If I did this, if I just add some wrinkles or something like that, you would think, oh, the guy's got on some kind of spandex, which he doesn't have any wrinkles here, but just add wrinkles where stuff bends, like in the arm. Wherever the body part bends, you start adding just a few wrinkles, and then that gives you that fabric look, or that look as if that person is wearing something. Okay, so we have that. Let's do the ass, butt, and the boots. So at this point, you can now add your kind of flair or your kind of style to it if you're not trying to do exactly line for line. So let's say down here, I'm doing this boots real quick, and then up, and I'm gonna speed this up because I don't want this to be a 2-hour video, but you need the teachings of Brian. And it's down, up, and around, and it has that extra part right here, and this one too. And you can't see it because this is a dark picture. Where's my other picture? Where's my light picture? And I'll show you what you're really not seeing. And this is what you are missing: the actual muscles and the texture of the clothes and so forth. Hopefully you can see this. The boots, the stomach, the whole 9 yards. That would have been too small for you to see and draw, or to draw from. So we got that. Let's do this S and his cape, because we are doing Superman. So the S is pretty much, there's some down here. So actually from here, I guess you could just leave a bottom line. Since his chest is curved like that, you wouldn't want it to actually follow this. So just a little under, and let's just say this is at the head, so right here. And this is again another measuring technique. And then it goes down, and the point is there. Now the difference between his and mine is I didn't leave it as much room. Now I can bring this down a little bit more if I wanted to, you know, be perfect on my lines like him, or just perfectly perfect. And then that down, and then back like that. But at this point I want to speed up because I wanted you basically to get the measuring technique, the looking where lines intersect, and yeah. So we have the Superman line around here. And then I'm going to ink this, but I'm going to ink it off camera to save time. Part of the S. And this is up to you to draw this part. So just reference a Superman picture. Wow, that's one thing I just trips me out about this. It's like this. I've always had trouble drawing his S. I don't know why. Because it's easier drawing Batman. The ball here. The S. And again, I'm lost. I am very lost. Maybe the S is too small. Too small, too big. I think this might be too big. Don't sweat the S, Brian. Keep drawing. Get Superman symbol right. People are going to write in. Start writing. I'll fix it in the ink, maybe. Yeah, okay, so yeah, I'll fix it in the ink. I don't want to play with that very much. So we have your neck. Here in your neck you have a V. That's just that dip in your neck right here. So you want to put that V in here, like that. And then you can bring the neck out more to give him a more powerful look. So I'm gonna bring that out, this end piece out here, and then take it down because this cape is gonna be there. So from, I guess, about this part of the S, the cape, actually, you leave a little shoulder here, and then the cape comes around, and comes around here. I'll extend that a little bit more. So from here, it's going to go over like this because the shoulders, head, neck, shoulder thing. So the shoulders, if you drew lines around the shoulders, it would be like this. So that's where your cape is going to come up and go around. So it's going to come up and go around, up and around, up and around, up and down. It's a perspective thing, like that. Same thing is going to go up and around, down, down, perspective thing. Seeing as you cannot see these cape lines too well, just make it up. Just make it up. So I'm going to do up and around, up and around. I'll do about 4 lines. And the same thing with this. Up and around, 3 on that one. And as I said, I don't know if I think I said it. This statue, the cape, is a cloth, but it has like a metal wire through parts of the cape. I think Batman has more because Batman has those points, but the cape is bendable. You can bend it in any folded position. You can have it like out, like if he's flying, whatever. So and that's part of why the thing costs $1,000. So, you know, there's a wire here, there's a wire there, and there might be some wires in the inside as well. But how you draw your cape on this, if you followed me and you're drawing this, how you draw your cape on this is up to you. So, okay, face, I'm not really going to worry about a face too much. I'm going to leave that up to you to do a face. But one thing I said about the chin, the more stronger your character is, like this is like One Punch Man, he's got the small neck and the little bald head. But if you give him a wide jawbone. Let's put it that way. Jawbone. This, and this. The jawbone. It makes your character more powerful. The squarer. Say that 10 times. Squarer the chin, wider the jaw, the more powerful the character looks. And because he does have that thin neck, I don't care how square that jaw is, he still looks weak. Now, if I erase this, take a look at that. If I erase this as best I can and gave him, as I said, from the furthest points on the chin, on the face, neck that comes straight down like that, then he becomes more powerful, like so. And then that little piece here, he becomes a lot more powerful. So I'm gonna let the face up to you guys because it's so small. Draw your own face because I don't, you should know where the face goes by now, or where the mouth and the eyes and the blah 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 goes. So on that note, I think I will cut this and ink it, and it might draw a face, I might not, I don't know, and then come back in the end. So last words of wisdom. There is from here to here his rib cage, from this point. And as I say, I did a video on the ultimate drawing lesson, and it covers a lot of this. So from here on the collarbone, if you do like a V under the chest, that's where your ribs go. You put your ribs there. You can see a little bit here, but not too much. So I'll just do just like a touch just of his ribs right there, because he's Superman, he's strong anyway. And then I will say that's about it. If you follow these steps and you stayed with me and you took your time, you didn't get frustrated, now at this point you start adding little changes, or changing a little more, putting a little more, adding a little more, see where you went wrong. Then you do that, and then you'll have a picture that comes out. I'm not gonna say 100% like that, because you'd have to be an artist that's been drawing for like 20-30 years to be able to do 100%, or you just have to be born with that crazy, incredibly good talent to do that. But the more you stick with this, the more you see a picture for what it is, and the pieces of the puzzle to put together, the easier it is, the faster it is for you to draw, and the better it'll come out to be. So with this, let me do this leg muscle thing here, which is really not needed right now. And it's like a little teardrop. It's kind of like, if you're crying, the teardrop, just more triangle it, and then that's what it is. So my brain is rambling, trying to get to tell you guys something, but I can't think of it right now. So with that, I'll let it go, and I'll ink this, and I'll come back. I'm gonna walk away, come back later, put a cape on it, ink it, show you guys what I came up with. All right. Take your short intermission. Okay, so here we are with the final product, and I switched over because I have a soft white light like right here, and I wanted to put a little more light on this so you can see a little more detail. So I inked it, and I kind of did my own face to it. And I put a cape on it, pretty much the way they have their cape. I really don't like the way this cape is draped, but it's not I didn't take the photograph, and I didn't style the cape. So this is the final product. So if you follow these steps that I just showed you in all of your drawings, then your drawings will come out to look a lot more like the drawing that you're trying to copy. Now, there are some things that I could have done, like I could have stretched the chest out a little bit more, angled the legs forward a little bit. I mean, there's so many things I could have done, but I'm happy with the way it came out. And if you follow these steps, you should be happy with the way yours comes out as well. So I'm going to do a few more of these as we go along, as I go along, showing you guys again the lines and so forth that I circled in this one. This was a copy. I made 2 copies. I know my daughter will not be happy if she sees this and see how much ink I used. But as I say, if you follow this was the lines. I don't know if you actually could see the lines that I was doing when I was circling them. So hopefully you did see them. So as I said, if you follow the lines, line by line, take your time, get it right, do your measuring, your negative spaces, your angles and so forth, your drawings will come out a lot better. So now you know what to look at when you see a picture that you want to draw. And remember the top and bottom lines. My feet went out because they went out because I'm unprofessional like that. So with that in mind, I'll put the link to this statue if you want to see more pictures of it, because they have tons of pictures of this statue and can give you the information. If you have that kind of money, dollar, if you want to go buy this thing, you can order it. And yeah, so that's going to be it for this video. And as I said, I did a video entitled The Ultimate Drawing Lesson. It speaks a lot into what I did, and I think it definitely goes in more detail because I go over the back and the shoulders and so forth more. This was just a front view, but in that one I went over a lot of different things. So check that out. I'll leave a link to that too. And yeah, start accumulating this knowledge, and then you'll be on your way to becoming a better artist. All right, so I am out. I will catch you guys in the next video. Keep drawing. Don't ever give up your dream. That's my final words.